If talking less and coding more would be a colloquial proverb, Sunny would be its epitome.
So I grew in a business family. पूरा हलवाइयों वाला सिस्टम था. So my grandfather और उनके सब brothers, so we had like 4-5 shops and sweet shops in Meerut.
He started off his journey at DE Shaw, where he fell in love with coding.
Even while taking engineering, I had no idea what is computer engineering all about.
He moved on to build Snapdeal in Rohit Bansal and Kunal Bell's team, and also worked with a bunch of startups and tech giants.
उस टाइम पे Snapdeal was again into a couponing business, deals और ये सब ना, जो spas, restaurants के coupons होते हैं वो सब करते थे.
He has now joined Stable Money as the head of engineering.
So I think that simplicity of the idea, but at the same time the effectiveness of it, I think was something I was really impressed with.
This is a story of a boy who took the unconventional route only to emerge as a leader. Welcome to Sunny's Stable Story.
I come from a city in Uttar Pradesh called Meerut. So growing up so I grew in a business family. पूरा हलवाइयों वाला सिस्टम था. So my grandfather और उनके सब brothers, so we had like 4-5 shops and sweet shops in Meerut. And my like elder brother was like much better in studies than me. तो पता नहीं किसी टाइम पे something happened कि my mother used to pay more attention to him rather than on me, and this kind of hurt me उस टाइम पर. So that is when like that trigger happened, and I suddenly became like the topper of the class, and that was like 6th standard when it happened. Again, following my brother's lead, he went to quota for engineering studies and everything, but he couldn't crack any of the like major colleges. He got into a decent college, but then like my confidence shattered उस sense में कि यार इसका नहीं हुआ तो मेरा भी कैसे होगा. Even while taking engineering, I had no idea what is computer engineering all about until I finished my engineering. So even during the engineering days, like there were मतलब students who were like हाँ यूने IAS करना है, and then किसी को IES करना है, किसी को MBA उसके लिए. मैंने कहा कि नहीं, मुझे बस एक अच्छी नौकरी करनी है which pays me well, and then I'll see how it goes. In my first company, we had no idea what we were doing there. We were a bunch of like 60-70 freshers who joined D Shaw, all from really good colleges, but most of them had some idea कि अच्छा क्या करना होता है कोड वोड. मुझे उतना कुछ आइडिया नहीं था. मुझे आई गॉट लाइक जॉब बेस्ड ऑन इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन और एप्टीट्यूड. आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी क्रिटिकल फाइनेंशियल थिंग, तो वो बहुत कम मिलता था. बट हाँ, आई स्टार्टेड लाइक गेटिंग अ ग्रुप ऑफ इट, तो धीरे धीरे वहाँ से स्टार्ट हो गया. स्नैपडील वाला हैपेंड बिकॉज आई वांटेड टू मूव to NCR, which was closer to my home. So there, like again, while joining, I had no idea what does this company is. It's like कि हाँ same पैसे देती है, but NCR में है, so I'll go and join. तो उस टाइम पे Snapdeal was again into a couponing business, deals और ये सब ना. उस टाइम पे Flipkart was becoming a thing. Like तो काफ़ी डिस्कशंस हुए. तो लाइक डू वी वांट टू डू मोर प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक दिस. तो द आंसर वाज यस. सो देन देयर वर डिस्कशंस कि यार डू वी वांट टू बिल्ड दिस इन हाउस या कहीं आउटसोर्स करके कुछ करो. तो बट आर लाइक इंजीनियरिंग हेड वाज लाइक नहीं, विल डू इट इन हाउस, विल डू इट इन अ मंथ. तो वो काफ़ी चैलेंजिंग वो था कि 5-6 engineers getting their head down, 2-3 दिन ऑफिस में बिता रहे हैं, and because we had this deadline कि business भी impact ना हो, and we launched a new platform. That was the defining moment when e-commerce like e-commerce was launched, and then Snapdeal kicked off big time उस time पर. Kunal and Rohit, so the founders of Snapdeal, right? तो basically they I think went to China for some funding or पता नहीं whatever it was, and like they came back saying कि यार हमें ना टीम बड़ी करनी है. तो ठीक है, उस टाइम पे देवर लाइक 10-15 गाइस. तो हमने कहा ठीक है, हाँ इसको कर लेते हैं, मतलब डबल कर लेंगे. तो नहीं कि ये 10-15 है, इसको 100 कर दो सडनली. तो दैट वाज द काइंड ऑफ स्केल, एंड इट वाज हैपनिंग इन ऑल द टीम्स, नॉट जस्ट टेक. सो दैट वाज द काइंड ऑफ ग्रोथ ट्रैजेक्टरी इट वी हैड उस टाइम पर. आई थिंक अमेजिंग गाइज, दोनों के दोनों. रोहित, so I worked with Rohit mostly, but not with Kunal, but Rohit, so again very customer obsessed. So he used to basically, जैसे support team के लिए we were building some internal tools. So but obviously we won't pay much attention to internal tools compared to like the public tools, right? So he used to make us sit in the call center and hear customer calls. कि तो recorded calls होती थी, हम सुनते थे कि like how can you make this experience better. So that was, I think, one really nice thing that we did. Yeah. Having worked at a couple of early stage startups and like seeing them, you know, from zero to a very decent stage. I basically wanted to validate the things that we worked on, है ना, कि जो भी नया सिस्टम बनाया है, जो भी नया आर्किटेक्चर हमने सोचा था, so how are things done at a bigger company. I applied through some, I think, Stack Overflow. So applied through that, got a call. Us time they were hiring big time. So yeah, so they sponsored my entire family, my entire household, pura stuff were moved there. Amazing experience in terms of learning सब कुछ, मतलब exposure to new tech, but at the same time I got to validate the things that we built. That realization started coming in कि I was like contributing much more to the startups than to a bigger organization. Aptitude is number one. I think if you have a good aptitude, you can solve anything. मतलब skill sets are there, but I think most of the skills can be acquired if you have a good aptitude. The other thing is what I look for is how humble the guy is. मतलब I think arrogance अगर है तो then it will take you nowhere. I started like them with some initial architecture and those sort of guidance, जो भी weekend पे कभी phone पे बात होती थी इस तरह से, तो but when like Stable Money actually launched, so I think LinkedIn का campaign, I think because that is where all the techies spend their time ना, उनका social media वही है. तो I think वहाँ पर एक बहुत अच्छा रैपो Stable Money का जो मुझे दिखा overall. And FD seems like a very very simple idea यार, कि किसी को बताओ क्या करते हो, FD बेचते हो, but when you think थोड़ा सा उसमें डीप में, तो लगता है कि यार नहीं, इट्स एक्चुअली अ प्रॉब्लम. मतलब बैंक आपको अकाउंट, आप जिस बैंक के साथ होते हो आप उसी का अकाउंट खोलते हो और उसी में एफडी करते रहते हो, और यू डोंट रियली नो कि व्हाट एल्स इज गोइंग ऑन. देयर आर वेरी फ्यू ऑप्शंस इन फॉर अ रिटेल इन्वेस्टर. तो स्टार्टेड विद म्यूचुअल फंड्स और फिर लोग स्टॉक्स की तरफ और ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग की तरफ जाने लगे, विच आई फील इज वेरी वेरी रिस्की. तो you should, I think, have a balanced portfolio. So yeah, do some in equities, but have a good portion of it in fixed income. So I think, yeah, if Stable Money can become the de facto of that stable investments fixed return group, it could be like FDs, bonds, and whatever next comes up. I think, yeah, we can, if we can become the de facto name for anything, if you're looking for a fixed income thing, that should be good.